All right. The next thing I want to explain to you right now is how you can block websites on the firewall. So inside this Fortigate firewall, we have a lot of things that we can do on the Fortigate firewall. You can make use of this Fortigate firewall to block a website. You can make use of it to block any application. But right now, I'm going to explain how you can make use of this firewall to block a website. So for example, let me go to my Windows 10 and we'll come to my Windows 10. So inside this Windows 10, let me browse to facebook.com. So I want to block facebook.com. But before I block facebook.com, I want to make sure that I'm able to browse to facebook.com before I go ahead and block it. So if I come to my browser here and I type, okay, so if I come here and I type facebook.com and I hit enter key. All right. So as you all see right now that I'm able to browse to facebook.com. So I'm able to browse to facebook.com. So the next thing I want to do is that I want to configure a policy to restrict this particular website. So how can I configure the policy? I need to go to my firewall. So once I'm in my firewall, the next thing I need to do, the next place I need to go to is where we have a security profiles. So anytime you want to restrict a website, go to where we have a security profile and you're going to see option that says web filter. So you're going to click on web filter. So once we click on web filter, we have some default configuration here, but we'll go ahead and create our new policy. So click on create new. All right, so once I create new, it's going to ask me what is the name. I can name this guy blocking Facebook. So just I can give it a name that's blocking Facebook. So the next thing I need to come to is just drag down to where we have a URL filter. Drag down to where we have a URL filter and make sure that you put it on. All right. So once I put this URL filter on, inside this URL filter page, you will see that there's nothing inside. It's telling you that they haven't created any policy for the URL. So I need to go ahead and create a new policy. So here now asking me that which URL did I want to configure policy on. So I'm going to put facebook.com. So that is the URL I'm making use, facebook.com. And you can actually make use of www.facebook.com. So let's use this URL, www.facebook.com, and the type. So here is the type. You can use wildcard. So let's go for the wildcard. And the action is to block. So don't do mistake there. I'm going to choose block and the status must be enabled. So we're going to click on OK. So once you click on OK, you're going to see that inside URL filter, we have one entry that say that facebook.com must be what? Must be blocked. So after that, you click on OK. So you're going to have that particular policy here. But if I just go ahead to my Windows 10 now, if I goes to facebook.com, it's still going to be working. If I goes to, for example, let me go to facebook.com, and I hit enter key. You can see the Facebook is still working. The reason why is that we just created a policy here. We haven't attached the policy to anything. So anytime you create policy, we need to attach the policy. So once we created this policy, go back to where we have a policy object and you click on a firewall policy. All right. So when we are in the firewall policy, that particular policy we created we need to attach it to this particular entry, which is a LAN to WAN. As we created the policy that say that people on LAN should be able to browse to anywhere on the internet, we now need to attach our policy say that once people online goes to anywhere on the internet, if they are going to Facebook, help us to do what? To block it. So we need to attach the policy, mark this small button here. So once you mark the small button, come to where we have an SSL. Come to the edit icon of the SSL.